Which British inventor improved the steam engine? James Watt. Which deity did the Greeks worship as the god of the sea? Poseidon. Which European city is known for Mozart and the Sound of Music? Salzburg. Which Roman emperor was called Stoneface? Caesar. Which European monarchy first adopted a parliamentary democracy? England. Which French king built the Palace of Versailles? Louis XIV. Which famous European explorer discovered America? Christopher Columbus. Which European country built the first railway? Great Britain. Which German physicist proposed the theory of relativity? Albert Einstein. Which Roman god is known as the god of love? Cupid. Which Italian composer wrote the opera The Marriage of Figaro? Mozart. Which French painter was a pioneer of the Impressionism movement? Claude Monet. Which European country gifted the Statue of Liberty to America? France. Which famous French fortress is located on a rough mountain? Mont Saint-Michel. Which city in Spain is known for its flamenco dance? Seville. What was the name of Zeus's wife in Greek mythology? Hera. Which Italian city is known as a center of fashion and design? Milan. What British royal event is called the Great Fire of London? The Fire of 1666. Which European country is famous for the city of Vienna? Austria. Which French king was responsible for the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre? Charles IX. Which Italian city is famous for the Colosseum and Vatican City? Rome. Which European country has adopted the unicorn as its national animal? Scotland. Which French scientist discovered radioactivity? Marie Curie. Which Roman emperor led to the ultimate downfall of the Roman Empire? Augustus. Which European country celebrates St. Patrick's Day? Ireland. Which famous European explorer was the first to circumnavigate the Earth? Ferdinand and Magellan. Which Italian composer wrote the opera La Traviata? Giuseppe Verdi. Who was the god of the underworld in Greek mythology? Hades. Which British dynasty is known as the Plantagenet? The Plantagenet dynasty. Which European country is known for the Atlas Mountains? Morocco. Which French novelist wrote Les Miserables? Victor Hugo. Which European country is famous for the religious group known as the Cathars? France. Which treaty concluded World War I? The Treaty of Versailles. For which theory is the British scientist Isaac Newton famous? The theory of relativity. Which European country started the Schengen visa system? Germany. Which famous Italian architect built the dome of the Florence Cathedral? Brunelleschi. Which European country is known as the birthplace of football? England. Which famous French painter created liberty leading the people? Eugene Delacroix. Which Roman emperor is known as Augustus? Octavian. Which European country is famous for the Schengen visa system? Germany. Which famous British playwright wrote Hamlet? William Shakespeare. Which European country is known for the Danube River? Germany. Which famous European explorer discovered the Amazon River? Francisco de Orellana. Which European country is famous for the city of Vienna? Austria. Which Italian city is famous for Maximus and Ulysses? Rome. Which French king was responsible for the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre? Charles IX. Which Russian leader led the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917? Vladimir Lenin. Which famous castle in Germany is known as the inspiration for Cinderella's castle? Neuschwanstein Castle. Which long-lasting war in Europe, started due to religious conflicts, lasted from 1618 to 1648? The 30 Years' War. Which German inventor invented the printing press in the 15th century? Johannes Gutenberg.